like, I really cried about this. I really, like, this really had me fucked up. So to get up and see, not only as my friend, my male friend that I hold dearly, that if I seen a bitch playing with you, I'm gonna whoop her ass. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you don't know that, but you can lose. But
I'm a fighter.
Here or there.
I'm a fighter.
So
I got your back, is what I'm saying.
Okay, there it is.
For me to already feel like you don't hold me in the same regard as you, it's fucked up enough. But for you to see that I'm hurt by what happened and make a joke about it was really off-putting. Like, really.
What I do, and it's time for something new, yeah. Gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Gotta know.
Lord, speak through us. You take control of the mics. May your voice be powered and heard through everybody listening to this and seeing this. In Jesus' name we pray and know everything is possible. I remember when I was about 6 years old, right?
A long time ago.
6. You ain't have to. I was 6, and I remember being with my great-grandmother. She was walking. She was on a cane at the time, and she was walking, and somehow she fell, but we were in the house. And she was struggling to get up. And I just stood there and watched her. And she looked at me, and after she got up, she looked at me. She kind of yelled. She was like, "So you just gonna look at me? You're not gonna help or whatever?" I instantly started crying. Cause this is somebody who admires me. I mean, adores me. Like I was her favorite. And she asked me why I started crying. She instantly went into protection mode, like fuck with her emotions.
Right.
She coddled me, she hugged me or whatever. She's like, "Why are you crying?" I'm like, "Cause I failed you. I let you down." And she told me I didn't, but I was in my head. I always knew I let her down or whatever. I didn't protect her in that moment. Carry on from that. When I was 6 again, remember my big brother, not 6 again. You know what I mean? I see you again when I was 6.
Okay.
Do that make
Still
more
6.
sense? I'm still 6. But this happened too. I see you. I got to stop paying attention so much. When I was still at the same age, basically. My brother, I remember walking to the store with my big brother, and he, 2 dudes jumped out of nowhere. 2 older dudes.
And how old is he? Your brother?
My brother was 8.
Okay.
And they was probably like 11 and 10 at the time, like that. They jumped out and started fighting him. They started, I don't know what he had going on with them because my brother was kind of, you know.
He's bad.
But I remember standing there scared, just looking, because I had
This
never.
after the grandma?
This is after the grandma thing.
Okay.
But I've never been in a fight before outside of my brother. You know what I'm saying? We fight in the house or whatever. So I was scared. I didn't know what to do. So I just stood there and let him jump him. We get back to the house. Of course, my mama knew that I didn't jump in by looking at me and looking at him or whatever. So she got in my ass. And the next time this happens, you can either get effed up by me or you can get effed up by them. You choose. I'd rather get effed up by them. So we seen them again. And I fought. We fought this time. Of course, I got beat up. Did you
initiate the fight this time? Like,
I don't even remember. I don't remember. But I knew I wasn't about to get a whooping. So I'm more scared of my mom and pop's whooping than anything. But I fought. Well, going back to that, again, I felt like I disappointed my mother and I didn't protect my brother. I felt that
Even
way.
though you was the little brother.
But they're still like protecting
I
our brotherhood.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, my brother never went to my mom and said our mother. It said he didn't help or nothing like that. He would have never did that because he was always into protecting.
Yeah, he probably didn't even want you to.
Yeah, but I didn't play my part. You know what I'm saying? You don't know this at 6, of course, but you learning or whatever. But of course, I didn't want the whooping or whatever. So next time we did, we got into our little fight or whatever. I got beat up, but he was victorious. He chased them off or whatever. But I felt like I didn't feel like I failed him that time. Dude gave me the bebops, but my brother protected me in that moment, and I felt like I had his back too. Ever since then, I made it my mission to never fail another friend or anybody that I'm with. Next time I see my sister, of course that's my little sister. I'm not having it. I'm jumping in front. My friends, I ain't gonna name names or whatever, because nobody that I've ever had to, well, maybe one, felt like I had to jump in front of and protect has been a punk or scared to fight their own battle. I just always took it, especially when it's like, they ain't bothering you. I'm not bothering you either, but like, fuck with me though.
Right.
Or whatever. So I always felt the need to jump in front of them. And maybe I've recently realized what that stems from. Feeling like I failed in the past or whatever, failed people in the past.
You think it's an overcompensation?
It may be. I don't know. But since then I've calmed down on that or whatever. But I've always been like the one who jumps in front or whatever. Go a little further now when I get into a relationship with my wife or whatever. I feel like I've mastered protection. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't remember the exact thing that happened, but she told me I failed her. It was it had nothing to do with physical, like not protecting her physically from somebody. It was something within the relationship or whatever. And she said, I feel like she said, you failed me. She said, you failed me. It was something, but it triggered me. And I got mad at her, like, but now that I realized that I wasn't mad at her, I was mad that I failed her. Because I hate to disappoint and I hate to fail people, especially my friends or whatever. I hate to make somebody feel like I don't love them or I'm not here for them when I feel like that's what I'm here for. But I feel like it's levels. There's different levels. There's different grades of protection or whatever. I failed to protect her heart. My children, I failed to understand their emotions at times and protect things that they, protect. You get what I'm saying or whatever. So now I'm learning there's different levels of protection, and I failed a lot. But I'm going to continue to fail because I'm continuing to learn. I've been let down in friendship when I think about when friends, let's just say in a argument or whatever, friends may know your side is right because you've talked to them about it. What you're talking about is right, but when you actually get in front of another person that they don't really feel like going back and forth with, or they instantly side with them just so it can just be over with. But if at first it's understanding, but when you keep doing it, it's like, damn, don't nobody give a fuck about me or whatever. So I feel unprotected as a friend. Even moments where, like, I don't know if you remember times where dudes have, when I've been in front of you and dudes have like done certain things that...
I do. I have a very specific time in my mind.
There was 2 instances I remember. One, I asked you, I'm like, hey, you cool with this or whatever? And you was like, this is all right. The other one you said, it's all right, but I didn't know. Like, I just feel like you were saying it, but it was like, I don't know. And then like the other people that was around us, they were more close to what was going on. So I'm like, but if she says it's okay, I guess. But I just don't feel good about this or whatever.
Yeah.
But so it's like, I felt bad, but I'm like, she said it's okay though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know when to jump in if you're not being honest with me.
So I will say this, as a woman, and this is probably not, well, it's definitely not okay. But as a woman, I'm 32 years old, and I have been put in the position to be made to feel uncomfortable more times than I could probably even count when it comes to like male attention or male gaze or
Male what?
male attention or the male gaze.
What is that? Are you saying gaze like gaze
yes.
at you or gaze?
Gaze, not gaze.
That's
not,
what I'm trying to figure. I'm trying.
Not
hey,
gaze.
you got to make it clear.
Not the gaze.
Okay,
gaze,
okay.
like with your eyes.
Got you.
Yes. I've been made to feel uncomfortable far too many times than should be acceptable or allowed. So I think when sometimes things are happening to me, I think I can kind of gauge when a situation is more like actually dangerous or actually, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes it's just like, it's not even that deep to even make a thing. You know what I mean? Like, but I also know in those situations, though, I do have people like you and some of my other like male friends around that I know, like, even if I'm saying something is okay, even if I feel it's a little off, if it does escalate to the point where I know, like, then I know I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no need to make a, to do about it right now. But I know at the end of the day, if it does really crack off like that, I got a couple of them with me. You know what I'm saying?
A couple of
them. So it's like
hilarious.
So it's like I mean, in that instance, I think as women, sometimes I can't even just say as women. I think that there are a lot of situations in which people, instead of making a situation overall awkward or confrontational or whatever, is just like, it's okay. We're just not gonna deal with it.
Is that a version of you trying to protect us?
I think so too.
You know where it could escalate to,
yeah.
maybe, and you're trying to protect the relationship that we may have with that particular person, or protect us from it possibly turning into something super dangerous.
That's the thing too. I think it's a melting pot of things, honestly. I've had conversations with some of my male friends, and I semi-jokingly, but also I feel like they a little bit serious, where they talk about how a lot of the things that happen between men, like where it comes to a fight or, murder or, even like that far, has been because of like a woman. You know what I mean?
Most of the time.
Yeah, and a woman being like, well, he did such and such. You gonna take care of it? And then now, you know what I'm saying? So, that's why I'm saying, like, jokingly, but also realistically.
And we could be careful with it, though. It may stem from something with a woman, but it's because we have to be who we feel like we have to be who we are.
But then you feel like this person is drawing this. I wouldn't even be in that if you wouldn't have came and told me such and such was going on. You know what I'm saying? I'd have been at home minding my business if you wouldn't have said blah 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 is happening to me. You know what I mean? Or blah 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 happened to me. So, I mean, you still make your own decisions, and it's hard because we all humans. But the men are supposed to be the protectors. That's y'all's role.
But what
I just try not to put people in the position if it's not necessary.
I try that too. What people don't understand, because me, even like my mama will get mad if I don't tell her something that happened or whatever. But I feel like I'm protecting her because I know where she can go, either in prison,
right,
or somebody can end up dead.
Yeah,
either her or the other person. I just know where she goes. So I've never been the type to go tell my mom or my pops anything, because I know how they gonna react.
Right.
Women also, like you said, women also have to protect men in the sense that they know how they're going to react. Like, you have certain women in your life that are, I'm not just going to say women, people in your life that know you're the protector type, or know that you will come to their rescue, that'll keep getting in situations and putting you in awkward.
Yeah.
I mean, putting you in
because
situations.
Because they know you're going to show up for them.
Not taking in consideration, I got a whole family now, bro. If I'm here for you every time that something happens to you, and something happens to me that I can't come back from, I can no longer be there for my family. So now I feel bad.
Right.
Cause let's just say I end up in prison or something. Let's just not even say death. You think they should feel sorry for me for protecting you when you didn't take us into consideration, Dad?
Right. I done called you because somebody done did something to me, and now your family is like without a head of household, without a, you know what I'm saying, husband, without a father, because I done called you for some shit that ain't even, you know, which it could be, but I just think that people need to know that there are other options than having to immediately go to the point of, you know, getting someone else involved, or especially if it's a situation where it's like done and over with. Those be the ones where not done and over with per se, but if it's like in this moment something happened, okay, whatever, it's, but then I call you later. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, this now you gotta go and do something like what's that movie? Menace to Society.
Cousin.
Yes.
Eileen, I think.
Yeah. That situation totally I guess at the time where he did that, it was because he got beat up or whatever. But like, that is something that I see that is an example of men saying that. But then there are also false examples, in my opinion, like the rapper Trouble. You know, he just died this year because he was at a girl's house. Her ex came, whatever. And so a lot of my guy friends were like on the girl, like, well, you knew, and I'm like, you don't always know that somebody's gonna, you know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm not with you anymore, like, I'm moving on, I'm doing whatever I'm doing, you know, you don't always know somebody's mental like that. You don't always know what somebody is really capable of doing.
Right.
So I don't feel like that type of label on it is fair, but I do feel like sometimes there are some women that exploit the fact that there are people that are there for them and love them enough to put their own life, you know what I'm saying, be it death or be it jail or whatever, on the line. So I just feel like you got to be responsible when it comes to that sort of thing, on involving other people in your shit that aren't like the authorities, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta be responsible, because like you said, everybody got something to lose, for real.
And men do it too. Men do it, like when they get into little dramas with women or whatever, be like, all right, I'm gonna go get my homegirl or my sister or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just don't feel like dealing with that shit, but they feel a sense of loyalty to you that they have. How about you just walk away from the situation?
Yeah,
bro?
that's me. I'm gonna walk away from it. Like, there is an instance where I feel like if it's something going on and it's like right in front of you, though, you know what I'm saying, and it's like a real, you know what I'm saying, like, not what happened with us and you was like, are you cool, are you, because that was really just like things being said versus like actual physical contact,
a few kind of pulls,
but I mean, like, a dude physically being like grabbing my ass, or like,
yeah, he wasn't,
you know what I'm saying?
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
it was, I was.
If I'm at the club, we all out as friends, whatever. I'm single. I'm often the single friend when I'm out. And like, all of my male friends, for real, for the most part, like, have some sort of woman, whether it's a girlfriend, wife, whatever. So, but we all, like, we'll go out and stuff. So if we all are out and something like that happens, or a man is aggressive with me, not even necessarily in a sexual way. Because, you know, sometimes people get drunk and they get turned, they talk crazy, they this, that. You know what I'm saying? That is a situation in which I don't want to say expect, but that is a situation in which I would hope that my male friends would step in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because at that point, you might put your hands on a woman. You might, the person, whoever's acting how they acting, you know. But I don't expect anybody to do anything, because again, it is what it is. I think I've learned not to expect, because there was a time when I expected and I was put in a position where I didn't feel that protection from people that I just knew. You know what I'm saying? If something were to happen to me, they would be there. You know what I'm saying? So being that now I've been in a situation where I didn't feel protected, I don't expect to be protected.
I want to get to that situation. But at the same time, before I get to that, if you keep going through it and not telling anybody, like, I mean, what is your choice of action if you're not going to involve anybody, but you can't handle it yourself? I mean, when does it get exhausted, or what do you do? Are you calling the authorities or calling your people?
I don't really know, because I've never been in a situation where it's been more than just a one-off. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Where it's been like, I've never been in a situation where it's been like a domestic situation where like he stalking me, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've never been in a situation where it's been anything more than like, oh, somebody said something slick at the club, or somebody touched you, or you know, like in passing, in like people I didn't even really know. You know what I'm saying? So I can't necessarily say, but that is a hard thing too. And I've had this conversation because a lot of the time when there are women that are in domestic situations or stalkers or however you want to call it, if they still dealing with the dude, then people don't want to get involved, and that's totally understandable, because why I'm gonna hop in and do this and you still doing that, you know? So I don't really know, because like I said, I've never had like a situation like that where it's been a consistent thing where it's like, okay, he always like, I come to my house, he's sitting outside, you know what I mean? It's never been nothing like that. Thank God, because I don't ever want to have to put anybody in that position to have to come and stand up for me. But I likely would go to the authorities first and foremost before I even, you know what I mean, try to involve anybody. But that's also because you like to have record. I watch a lot of true crime. You like to have a record of, you know, incidents that have happened, things that have gone down. So that if something do happen and he at my door and somebody do have to, you know, do something to him, we have it on record. Like, she's been trying to get this man to leave her alone. He's not done that. At some point, this person has to protect themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think I would try to involve the authorities before I try to, you know, involve anybody that can go to jail just like him.
Let me tell you my problem with you, with our situation. The second time, because I think you remember the order. The second, it's because you told me it was all right and it wasn't all right. So now it'll turn to the boy who cried wolf situation, to where I don't know when it's.
But I'm gonna tell you, like, and the thing is, you being who you are, and I think you can read me. So, but that was a situation of not me necessarily feeling comfortable with what was going on.
It's just.
But I'm just not gonna make it a thing. You know what I mean? It's just not like, it's all right.
Well, here's the thing.
So it's not all right, but it's all right.
When it's people I know, or people I don't know, a lot of times, like, I think people have gathered enough respect for me, and sometimes pride will get in the way, or ego will get in the way with niggas, where they got to show off a little bit. But I think people, because one of my things now is trying to master the art of communication. So I think people respect me enough to know if I'm coming to you, it's just, so I need you to allow me, especially when it's people we know, to at least pull that person to the side, like, bro, I don't think she's comfortable with that, and at least a talk to where it's not going to escalate. Because I'm at a point in my life where it shouldn't escalate, because I know how to talk to people versus being like temperamental and like feeling like I gotta, like, I don't want her to feel like I ain't gonna protect her, so I gotta swing off on. Cause nah, we're gonna, like, people know where I stand with a lot of stuff, so I think we can holler. I can holler, and you gotta allow me to correct that person, because they don't know they're doing wrong if it seems like you're going along with it, because men are naturally like, oh, she fucking with me. And this is where I'm seeing it.
This is how I'm seeing it on my end.
Okay.
I'm seeing it like this. People you know, yes. In this situation, in the first situation, I think it's the first that I'm thinking of. In the first situation, this is a person that was never on that any of the times I have been around them. But now you've been drinking, and now you around somebody else that been drinking, and it's like almost a pissing contest with the girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, while normally that might have been, I might feel like, oh, okay, yeah, you can say something, it's whatever, because it'll just, like, it's already a little bit of ego added in some more. And
those
also
two people had got into it, too. Before then,
right.
I had to step in the middle of that. Like, come on.
Also
like,
some drinking.
Yeah, so
I just was like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard. And especially I'm knowing, too, like, you're right here. You know, other people are around that I trust to know that, you know what I'm saying? It would have been fine.
And you said that at the time. It was just still kind of like, is she lying to me?
No,
because I know how you are, too. Because, you know, but it's kind of like, and I think another thing is, in those type of situations, other people can see it and feel uncomfortable with it, but they like, I don't want to be the party pooper or whatever. Yeah. Like, because I and
that might even be how I feel as the person that it's happening to. Like, you know, everybody.
But you shouldn't have to feel like that. You should be able to tell, like, hey, cuz you doing too much.
You should.
And it should just stop from there. And maybe it would have. I don't even remember you saying, cuz you doing too much, probably. You ain't got to say cuz.
I just stepped on.
Yeah.
Big C's. I stepped away. Like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Made the distance between our physical bodies further. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't as, made sure to come closer to my actual friends, my actual tribe. You know what I'm saying? Doing things without having to say, because again, those people are people that I know y'all. You know what I'm saying? Those people were, one of them, it was my very first time meeting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if I do it. And again, the drinking, the ego, the everything that's all stirred up in here right now. If I do say to you, don't put your hands on me. I mean, I don't have to say it like that, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes that can't even be enough of a trigger for somebody to get aggressive or get with them. Yeah. And I don't know them like that to say, if I say something to you about it, like, I'm just going to distance myself.
Especially a man stepping in front of a woman that a nigga trying to impress by being tough anyway.
Now I feel like you done big dogged me in front of this, and I'm trying to holler at whatever. So it's like, you know, to me, I try to gauge the levels of, do I feel like somebody should have stepped in? Do I not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, maybe this isn't, well, definitely it's not okay, but I've been put in a position where it's been way worse. So to me, I like, oh, this is light. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all right. I'm going to just take a step back, come chill over here with y'all a little bit. It'll all blow over. It's not that serious. You know what I mean? And it's not right. It shouldn't be like that. But I don't think that a lot of the time men think about or realize what they're doing or what, you know what I mean?
People, period, though.
Yeah, people, period.
People have to be, nobody's perfect in knowing how to handle people, period, or knowing how to be a friend. So that's why it's important that we speak up. I'm not talking to you. I get what you're saying. But I'm talking to all of us. It's important to let me know where I've, for lack of better words, failed you. I hate that word so much, but for lack of better words, failed you or whatever.
It's important for people to know
where I can be better,
where you can grow,
where you
can learn,
yes,
where you can overcome that as an obstacle the next time around, should you end up in that situation again.
Because a lot of people think you should know because I grew up this way. Where they do that at? But everybody didn't grow up like you. Everybody didn't grow up with the same moral as you. So when you assume that they know, they don't. And that's why a lot of people feel like they should know that I'm done with them. No, I don't know that, but if you tell me, maybe I can correct it or whatever. I didn't see that how you seen it or whatever.
Yeah, and that's where I think it is when it comes to a lot of men with their, approach as far as like trying to holler or something like that situation. Especially now, I feel like we're in a time where it's a little bit more, I don't know how to say it. I feel like we are in a time now where a lot of shit that was okay 10, 20, or maybe even 10 years ago is not okay today. You know what I mean? People are very much more vocal about, you know, don't do this, don't do that, yada, yada, yada. So if we talking about men that are 30, 40 years old, this is what they know. That's okay. Yeah. That's normal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm trying to holler. Like, it is what it is. And they not thinking of it in a way of, I personally live in a treat people how I want to be treated existence. Like, everything I do, I try to think, if this was happening to me, how would I want, you know what I'm saying, this person to act or this person to treat me or whatever. So, and obviously we all fall short of that sometimes.
For sure.
But I try to really be very diligent with moving like that. So, I think that if some of those men that feel like that would sit and think to themselves like, well, if a nigga try to holler, come at my daughter like that, I would snap. If a nigga try to come at my, you know what I'm saying, my sister like that, even my friend, you know what I mean? Somebody that's close to you, that's dear to you. If they came to you and said, I was chilling with this dude, he kept on grabbing on me and pulling on me, and you know what I mean? How would that make you feel? And if you can genuinely sit there and be like, shit, that's her business, then okay, maybe you got some other shit you need to work on. But you don't want, I don't want any man around me that would be okay with any person that he cares about being mistreated. And that just transfers off to other people. Yeah, you don't have the same love and care and regard for a stranger, per se, that you would have for the people in your life that you care about. Mm-hmm. But those people that you are treating this way, they're somebody's daughter. They're somebody's mom. They're somebody's sister. They're somebody's something. You know what I mean? So, while you feel like you would jump out the gym for yours, you gotta know it's somebody out here that feel like that about me.
Yeah.
And so I think that, like I said, moving in a treat people how you want to be treated, treat people how you love yours, how you will love others, how you will want people to love on yours. Not necessarily saying you go beat somebody that's a stranger or whatever, but just saying like in the way you handle people, the way you move. And sometimes impairment, people be drinking and stuff like that. I get it. Doesn't make it okay. But I feel like if you start to do things differently in a sober mind and the way you move when you're not intoxicated, I think that you can still kind of, you know what I'm saying, still have a similar stance on it even when you have been drinking or smoking or whatever it is that you do, But people just, I don't know. I just think that it would be a lot easier for people if they looked at things from the other person's side of it and the other person's point of view. Y'all are men too, so I know it's probably a lot harder for y'all to feel in y'all mind like uncomfortable or like how might somebody just being real too close to you make you feel uncomfortable or how, even though that can, but just like the physical difference between a man and a woman alone sometimes is enough for a woman to feel uncomfortable by you doing too much. Like standing too close or being too touchy or being too invasive maybe with your questioning or anything like that, because you're stronger than me. You're a man. You're bigger than me.
And sometimes we forget about that.
Yeah. And it's easy to forget about that because you're just you every day walking around. You're not thinking to yourself like, I'm a whole ass
like
man.
A threat to her.
Yeah, like
the way I'm talking to her,
I look like I could knock her fucking top off right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? But as I hate it I feel like as women, sometimes we are made to automatically come in a, I don't want to say victim, but we're automatically made to see things that could be a threat. Like, oh, this could be this. But that's just us being women. Like, it's so many little things that happen. They fucking putting poisonous tissue paper in your door so they can sex trap. Like, just everything. There's so many things that as women we just can't do. Or we can do, but you gotta be like extra cautious about it. You know, I would never travel alone now.
Right.
I traveled alone once, and I look back at that shit and I'm like, oh my God, you were crazy. You know what I mean?
Thank
like,
God that you didn't.
Yes, thank God.
You wasn't one of them ones.
Thank God. I've been not traveled alone, but I was out. So I traveled alone to Atlanta for my birthday a few years ago. I think it was like 2018. It was cool. I had a friend that stayed down there, like whatever. But I did a lot of traveling around the city on my own. You know what I mean? She lived down there, so she was going to work and stuff. I did a lot of, I'm gonna go to the mall. I'm getting Ubers. I'm doing all this. I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and that shit can happen in an Uber too.
Yes.
Like, I don't trust Ubers as a man, so I can only imagine how it feels as a woman to be in the back seat of somebody who can just lock them doors and just like put childproof,
right?
You know, and just.
It might never take me. I might never leave Atlanta.
Yeah.
Then, so when I went to Florida, well, crazy. I just really think about this shit like, girl, you was really just living young, wild, and free, wasn't you?
Mm-hmm.
We went to Florida. Me, my mom, and my sister. We went to Florida. At this time, my sister wasn't 21 yet. I want to go out. My mom wasn't going.
Right.
With her.
Right.
So I'm like, I'm about to go out, whatever. I go out, and it's a guy following me around the club. To the point where I'm getting like more and more nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to talk to him because at that point then I'm feeling like you too close. It's a club, so it's loud. So you know when you gotta talk to somebody in the club, you kind of gotta get a little close.
Right.
So I don't want to initiate conversation, but I'm also like, you know, and there was a guy there he was there with his friends and stuff. And I think he could kind of tell what was going on. Mm-hmm. And he like pulled me over and was like, "What's up? We've been looking for you." Like, you know what I'm saying? And took me like over with his people.
Word.
And I was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much." Because I don't, you know what I'm saying? Even if I can't even leave because if I leave, you know I'm by myself. You know what I'm saying? So I was grateful. And I ended up kicking it with them for the rest of the night or whatever. But then I'm thinking to myself, like, girl, what if they was friends? Like, what if, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if this nigga was in on it too, and then now you kicking it with him, you feel safe, you feel comfortable, and now
because yeah. Especially when you see like movies and shit, and you see that kind of stuff happen.
Man, especially when you see real life. Like, there are so many things that have happened in real life that I'm just like, that's literally insane. You know what I mean? That people even have the forethought to just be a psychopath like that and just snatch you. You know what I'm saying? At that time I was a mother of 3 already. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, all because I wanted to go out. Like I could have been gone forever. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even if, and again, like not to keep on saying death, but even if I didn't die. You know what I'm saying? I could have been raped. I could have been beaten. Anything could have happened. Anything that could have changed my life literally for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, I'm way more, I ain't playing that now. Yeah. But I think that comes with seeing a lot more and just growing up and just being more cognizant. Like, I was just very ignorant.
Through those experiences, too, you can teach Kenzie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We live like exactly
That's
1
her
mile.
daughter, by the way.
Yes, that's my daughter. We live exactly 1 mile away from their school. Mm-hmm. I will not let them walk home. Ride
no bikes, no nothing.
Nothing. Like when my anxiety gets high just even thinking about it. Because I'm like, they snatching up grown folk all the time.
Yo.
We know these kids slow.
In my neighborhood, I see like the smallest, like little 7-year-olds and
Walking.
just walking by themselves too, or riding bikes or whatever. I'm like, bro, you don't pedal fast enough. If I was that type of person, I can hop out of this truck and just snatch you. And it just bothers me. I'm like, man, to the point where I want to pick them up like, yo, get in, let's go. But then
that's crazy.
That's crazy. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So I just don't do it. It just bothers me though. It really bothers me.
And people gotta do what they gotta do.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful that I'm able to pick up and drop my kids off from school every day, because I just saw a story on Instagram. Little, I think it was 9, maybe 10, walking, and the lady's following him, and he's like nervous, but I guess along the route home he passes a store that him and his father frequent. So he goes into the store and he tells the cashier lady, like, can you pretend like you're my mom? This lady is following me. And so the cashier lady is like, okay, you know what I'm saying? She talking with him, whatever. The lady's still sitting at the door, like still sitting there with the door cocked open,
even
like
with
waiting.
A woman doing
even with a. So I'm just like, oh my God, to the point where the cashier lady had to like lock the door because the lady wasn't leaving. So I'm just like, I just couldn't even imagine. You know what I mean?
And you say some people got to do what they got to do, but I literally see these people, a lot of these people, stand outside or go pick up the paper from out in their yard and then walk back in the house while their kids is, you're not even looking all the way down to the corner to see where they going. I was somewhere else and I just seen one of them walk out. She's probably like 15, walk out of the house. It was dark outside. I'm like, yo, I want to follow her to make sure she all right, but I'm going to look like a creep.
Look like a creep.
And it's not even that, but I'm like, bro, I just seen her walk into the dark by herself, and it's not, it just bothers me a lot, but
it's scary. It's very scary. My oldest is 13, and so, you know, maybe the older he gets, the more comfortable I'll feel with it eventually. Yeah. Like, you know, because he's bigger, he's, you know, he taller, whatever. But I still, like, I know you, boy, you don't know how to fight. You don't know how to do none of that shit. If something really pop off, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm considering maybe once she turns 13, he'll be 15 at that point. Maybe then, but then even at that point, hopefully you got a car. Hopefully you know what I'm saying? But if not, and we ain't doing that just yet, like, maybe I'll feel okay with it if she got, like, some pepper spray or something with her or something. Yeah. But I just can't see it. At least get her that much. I just can't see it. There's just so many things. There's just so much stuff that happens all the time that I just, and Lord knows, I make my jokes about them kids. Fuck them kids, all that stuff. But if something was to happen to one of them, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. So, I don't play that game. But again, like I said, I think I've always been like that about my kids, but I was playing a dangerous game by myself. You were.
Going back to, like, protecting men, protecting women, I remember a time where me and Justin was at, what's that titty place? It's not a stripper place. You got Hooters and you got
Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks. We sitting there in this, and this is about not knowing, like, damn, because me and Justin was ready to, you know what I'm saying, to the point where the girl, he was going crazy on her. He was like, it was the way he was talking to her. It didn't seem like but he was talking real aggressive and loud. And I'm seeing other dudes just sit around him at the bar laughing, and me and Justin me and Justin talking at first. You know, you Justin, I'm me, but I'm looking dead at it, and Justin sees my face like, just hold change or whatever. So Justin turns around, and we give each other a signal like and she rushes over there real quick because she seen it because she was black. And the dude obviously wasn't black. Not obviously, but he wasn't black though. She came over there. She knew the whole, she could just tell what was about to happen or whatever. She rushed over there. I see y'all looking. Calm down. That's my boyfriend.
Oh.
I see what's about to go on here.
Mm-hmm.
Please, y'all, just calm down. That's my boyfriend. He's a little drunk or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is just how he gets or whatever. So it's like, you don't know. That's another time where you just don't know. Okay, should I just mind my business from here on out or whatever? Or just
But
like,
again, that's a situation where she was vocal about,
yeah,
you know what
she
I
made it
mean?
quick.
So, and sometimes you can't be vocal, but I think that which not that everybody would just know this, but there are things that you can do if you are in a situation like there. What is it called? I don't know the specifics, but there are certain things that you can do to let someone know if you were in a, situation. So, and I need to learn this because I'm.
Are they signs?
At the bar,
like
you can go to a bar, and if you go to there's a drink that you can order. It's like an angel something. I don't remember the name of it. I have to look this up because when I seen it, I was like, that's clever as hell. So basically, at that point, the bartender knows like you don't feel comfortable. You're with somebody that is, you know what I'm saying, aggressive with you or whatever.
So even if I'm not a part of this establishment, I don't work here.
Yeah,
nothing,
just
I'm
a
just
patron.
a random person.
Just a patron.
And all right.
Yeah. So you can order this drink. Lord willing, if you have to do that, the bartender knows what's up, you know, and then they get you to safety pretty much. Like they'll call the police if need be, you know what I mean, whatever. But they'll keep you out of
protected.
Yeah, they'll keep.
I wish you knew the name of it so we can.
So
so these women that
I'm
know,
gonna just
like,
look it up. We here.
the name of
I hate to pull my phone up while we're recording, but I'm gonna look it up because I wanted to. Hold on.
Yeah, because it's very important that women know these signs because none of us knew this thing that you were talking about was even available, this alert or whatever.
Yeah, I just seen it on TikTok. TikTok is a bevy of information.
Oh, so you learned it on TikTok. Did you take it back to where you work?
To where I work?
Yeah. Did you ask them, is this a thing?
They don't know that.
So how is it going to work at your place?
I don't even remember what the name of the thing is. I just am saying, like, I know that this is a thing, but that's why I was saying when I told you, like, I need to learn that so that then that's something that you can embark knowledge on with other people. You know, that's, or even, like, I even seen one where it was a girl and I guess she was, like, kidnapped or something, and it was, like, something about flashing color or saying, like, purple or something like that, and if somebody happens to see, then they know. So she was like in the car and she said it, but it was just like in conversation. So I'm just talking, like, I'm like, man, you know, I'm in the car with you. You didn't kidnap me. We in the car, and I'm like looking, and I'm just like, damn, I need some purple J's or whatever. I don't know, but whatever it was, the person sees it. If they know what's going on, then they can call the police and say, hey, it's a car on 71 going south, then this person just said whatever. Get pulled over. Now, it could have just been, oh man, it was an accident. This person said purple. They was just,
That's why it shouldn't be such common words.
Well, I don't remember exactly what the word was.
I get, okay, you just picked
But
it
with that being said, better safe than sorry. I would rather you pull me over and it was nothing going on at all. Like, oh, man, this bitch just really like purple. You know what I'm saying? Then really, okay, it says, what is an angel shot? When a patron orders an angel shot, they're covertly letting their bartender or server know that they're either on a date that's not working out or they don't feel safe because of another guest's behavior.
Angel shot. An
angel shot, yes. So once that happens, then the bartender will let whoever, security or whoever, know. If it's a situation where it can be something easily diffused, like just security or whatever, then I'm sure that's how it goes. But if it needs to get to that point, then they know, okay, this person's here, she feeling this way, I'm gonna call, the police or whatever. But yeah, so that's just little things that can, but again, like, it don't matter if don't nobody know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, finding ways to get that information out there. I would love to, which I've been planning to do a self-defense class with my daughter.
Please.
I mean, it really wouldn't hurt to do with the boys too, but you know, that's just something I want to get into. I just feel like this world, as beautiful as it is, it's very wicked, and a lot of shit happens, and shit happens that can be prevented sometimes. Sometimes shit happens that can't be prevented.
Yeah.
But you know, stay ready, so you ain't gotta get ready. So that's what I'm on. She's like not even a little girl no more. So once you start to grow up, they really start to try you. So I'm just.
You care to go back and expound on the time where because you said the situations we've had in the whole protection thing, they were less serious than a time where or times that it was way worse.
I have. Well, I'm gonna speak from recency because again, 32 years, I've had a lot of times where it have been serious.
Yeah.
I would say probably like a couple years ago, I was at a party with friends, like close friends. And I know strangers, and I know I ain't out.
Talk on a regular.
Yeah.
Y'all probably got WhatsApps and chats.
So it's a party, whatever. Normally, I'm a drinker. I drinks. I'm gonna have a drink. But for some reason, this particular night, I wasn't drinking. And I think I was sick or something, maybe. I don't know. But I wasn't drinking for whatever reason it was. Anyway, so there was a guy there. He had expressed interest in me before. He wasn't one of the friends, but he was like friends. He was a friend of my friends.
Got it.
So he
and everybody else there was friends.
Yeah.
He was just a friend. He was the only friend.
He was a friend of the friend. I mean, it was other friends of friends, but it wasn't like a large group of people.
Okay.
It wasn't like, it wasn't like a whole bunch of strangers. All the people that were around are people that have been around before.
Got it.
Like
even he has been around before?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
because
okay.
Yeah, he been around. So it started with the saying stuff, which again, we've been in this situation where things have been said or whatever. I'm not tripping off of that. It's whatever. But the more he's drinking, the more aggressive he's being, right? So he eventually like climbs on top of me and is like, and I'm trying to get him off of me. I had a cover on me.
Oh, you was laying down?
Yeah, I was laying down. It was like recliner.
Laying down at a party?
Recliner chairs. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't even on that. I was chilling.
House party.
Yeah, it was a house party.
Okay. Got it.
So I'm like laying, like reclined with the cover, whatever. He hop on top of me and he's just like on me, and I'm just trying to get him off of me, whatever. And I finally get him off me. I normally keep like longer nails. At that time, my nails are pretty long. My nails is broke because I'm trying to like get this man off of me, And when he gets up, I'm just so emotional. Like I'm mad. I just can't even, like, I'm just welled up with emotions at this time because I just couldn't believe that just happened. But then the more that I sat with it and just was like, wow, I'm like, y'all saw this happening. You know what I mean?
How you know they saw it? Because you had a party
we were all in the same room.
Yeah, but in a party, we all paying attention to like different.
And with them, which we've all, like, we made amends, everything is fine now. But with them, I had to take a step back with it and say, they was drinking. Everybody was probably doing their own thing, whatever. But to me, I felt like a human on top of another human, and you see me. I just felt like in the moment you would have seen that, or somebody, you know what I'm saying? So then after that, it was even still like laughs and jokes about it, and it wasn't.
So they did see it.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Wait, who was laughing and joking? I'm lost.
The friends, like some of them were like thought it was like a ha ha ha, and I'm like, no, this is not fucking funny to me.
Do you play like that?
No, I don't play. I play about a lot of shit.
Do
but
you flirt like, or how's your flirting like?
No,
is it okay?
No,
So,
no. You being physically hopping on top of me and doing no. I'm not. I don't do none of that shit. I don't play like that. No. So, but I do play a lot, and I had never to give them shoot them some more bail. I had never been in a situation like that around them, right? So, some of them probably didn't think it was that serious, whatever. Even like following that, I left like immediately. I was like, I'm not staying here. I'm out of here. Like I left. I cried the whole way home. Like it was just very bad. And so even after the fact, like people was making statuses and stuff. Like it was funny. You know what I mean? And to me, that made me feel like, okay, even if at the time you thought it was a joke, or even if at the time you didn't really peep what was going on, or you didn't think it was that serious or whatever, once you seen me leave and you seen how I reacted and you heard me say like, no, this is not okay and I'm not cool with it, for you to go out of your way to go and make jokes about it, like that shit not cool to me.
So the way you left, they should have been able to read it.
Yeah. It should have been like, I left immediately. It wasn't none of that. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm out of here.
And you ain't the type to just leave. Like,
I don't do that. I don't do that.
Yeah.
So, again, amends have been made. I didn't think it was that serious. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying?
So they do know. You have talked to them about this.
Yeah. I was cool on everybody. Like, because I felt like y'all the ones that I thought if something ever went down, you got me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said I no longer expect people to do anything. Now, I do hope that the people that I have in my life are those people that would do something if they see something immediately happening like that. Because in that situation, I feel like how we were saying the difference between the situation would be me and you and the situation with that. If you seen a man hop on top of me, I don't think, even if I say that's cool, I don't think that you're gonna just be like, oh no, she good. You know what I'm saying?
I've been known to snatch a nigga up in the
But that's what I'm saying. So that was the reaction that I expected from those particular men that were there. And my thing was, even when we talking about the women that were there, I expected my women friends to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't expect them to do nothing because he's a man. Yeah. But I expected, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Something. And
niggas attack.
Exactly. Like, what? Hey, something going on over here. Like, that's what I expected. And again, like, I just learned not to expect anymore.
Another thing, now that I'm kind of sitting with it, and there's no excuse. There's no excuse but shooting some more bail, though. There could be okay, this is my nigga. This is my guy. I don't think he would do nothing crazy. But if you know him to do that type of stuff, this is where you don't get the bail. If you know him to do this type of stuff and go crazy, need to be like, you definitely. But
first of all, you need to be reevaluating this friendship. Why are you friends with somebody that's doing shit like this on a consistent, regular basis? Like,
does this person know the offense?
Yeah, I don't fuck with him.
I'm saying after he knew that he offended you in that way.
He tried to apologize.
So he at least tried. You don't have to fuck with him, but I just wanted to know if he at least
tried to apologize. He said, "Oh, I'll pay for your nails." But to me, I feel like that's cool that you apologizing, but it's one of them like, do you even really know what you did? Like, do you even really understand? Because back to treating people how you would want people to be treated, or how you would want people to treat you, or how you would want people to treat your daughter, how you would want people to treat your mom, how you would want people to treat your wife, how you would want people to treat your sister.
Yeah.
You're
smack-
spazzing
yeah.
if you see a nigga do that to somebody
Yeah.
a woman that you hold in that regard.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? So, baby, I don't give a fuck about these nails. I don't. What I give a fuck about is never being in a position with somebody like you that is like rocking with that type of shit again. Because even you being like, I'll fix your nails, that lets me know that you ain't even really
You ain't
hip to what
understanding
the
the
problem
severity
is.
of what's going on.
You're not hip.
Yeah.
You're not understanding what the real issue at hand is here. You think I give a fuck about these nails?
That's what you think of me?
That's what you think I'm worried about.
Yeah, come on.
No. So, I have nothing for him.
Yeah.
I've seen him a few times after that, and he tried to speak, and I don't, because I don't do that. We good. You're fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
I can be in the same place as him. Not as, like, if it's a public place, like, sure, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, God, I gotta get out of here. But
not alone. We ain't.
Yeah, like but at the end of the day, I think this was an important step with my friends, even though, like I said, some of them, they was his friend, like, that's their friend, whatever. I ain't telling nobody who they should and shouldn't be cool with. That's your business. But they know I ain't inviting her nowhere in a setting like that where he's gonna be. If you want me there, he ain't gonna be there. So, you know, and that's fine if you want him there. I ain't gotta come. Like, it is what it is. But just for my own peace of mind, because I don't even know how triggering that would be.
Yeah.
To be in that situation. I don't feel like I felt that unsafe, embarrassed, unprotected. It was just a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, again, a lot of emotions, like, just on that, you know? And everybody didn't react like that. Let me be clear with that. Everybody didn't, like, laugh or whatever. Yeah. And especially, like, when some people, like, realized, and I will say it was the women, they realized, like, how serious I was. Like, they was like, they took a beat, like, okay, hold on, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? But at that point, it was too late for me. I was just like, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying?
How does one come back from that? Like, as far
as a friend?
As a friend, how does, like, because you were through. You said you were, I ain't saying you were through with them for good, but you were off. You were done with them at the time. So how do you recover from that once you...
For me, it took a lot of time to myself. I understand when people want to fix things. I understand when somebody want to fix it and they have a sense of urgency about it. But for me, I don't like that. Like, let me have my moment to myself before you try to force me to forgive you. That's kind of how I take it. Even though that's how I'm taking it. That's how I take it in the moment. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, just let me, you know what I'm saying? When I'm ready to talk or whatever, like, it'll happen, right? So I needed to sit with it. I need to have my moment. Like, I think it probably took me, like, it was so long ago now. I think it probably took me, like, at least a week before I talked to my, like,
that's not bad,
closest friend about it in that situation. But I think that was because she really knew. Like, she know me enough to know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, she sent me, like, a real heartfelt... we talked the next day, but after that, I needed some time, right? So, like, she called me, like, I'm just trying to check on you, whatever, but I needed some time after that. And I think when you see the severity of that, it was just... She was kind of just like, you know, I'm going to let you have your moment and everything, but she's no, because we've been friends for years. So there have been times where she's seeing, she like, oh, just trying to make her talk today thing ain't going to work. It's not. So, with that, I just needed some time in hearing her side of it and really just being able to put shoes on, other people's shoes on and be like, okay, you know, do I think that if I was the one on the other side, I would have reacted like that still? No, not at all. But I also have to put in my mind, too, that maybe I've been through things that make this a red flag to me. You know what I mean? Maybe I've seen things or been through things that makes this situation to me a lot more prevalent than it would to somebody else.
And maybe they've been in similar situations that don't make that a red flag to them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah.
Exactly.
Because you said give me my time I need to recover or whatever.
Right.
But does the balance between, is good balance between checking on, I mean, with the initial apology first, and I just need my time, is good balance in between that, just checking on you in between, I'm just checking on you to see if you're all right, versus saying, girl, I'm sorry, I just want to, how are you feeling today and all of that is good, because if you're not persistent enough, it could seem like, okay, I threw my initial apology in. They threw their initial apology in, they really don't care like that. But it's kind of like, what's the balance in between?
I feel like if I say to you, like, I just need some time for real, like, just give me a minute, and I say that verbally, like, just really, and you don't say nothing to me, I'm not going to take offense to that.
Yeah.
Or I'm not going to feel like, oh, they don't care. Because I'm saying to you that. You know what I mean? But if it's a situation where I just kind of dip off and I don't really say nothing, and you don't say nothing either, then I'm like, all right, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, I feel like in that situation, even though I did tell her, like, I needed some time, it was a good medium for her being the way that she is versus me being the way that I am.
Mm-hmm.
So she would give me, a couple days, and then she would be like, hey, I know you still, you know what I mean? Just making sure you good, if you need anything, let me know, type of thing. So,
and that's you knowing and understanding your friend too.
Yes,
like,
her understanding me and me understanding her.
Yeah. So what's that? So the women, okay, we know how you taking care of that, especially knowing they're your closer friends or whatever. So it's kind of, it would be harder to forgive them because you're my closer friend, but it's easier to forgive you because I get it. Where you now the men where you're supposed to feel protected and you just feel like, how do you forgive them? I'm not saying you shouldn't forgive them. I'm saying, like, how does that go? How does, like, what's the timing on it? I know there's no particular time, but, like, what's the process of that? Like, forgiveness for the man in a situation.
I feel like when it came to the men, I had to really, like, break it down for them. But
that's just men. We needed to be broken. Things.
I feel like I had to really break it down for them. Like, this is where y'all had me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And, the one that had made, like, the jokes even afterward, like, I'm like, okay, see, you really the one that got me fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I done stormed out this house. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've visibly shown you, like, I'm, like, this is serious to me.
Right.
I've, out my mouth, said, this is serious to me. And granted, I did not cry in front of everybody because I don't play that type of game. But I, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I really cried about this. I really, like, this really had me fucked up. So to get up and see, not only as my friend, my male friend that I hold dearly, that if I seen a bitch playing with you, I'm gonna whoop her ass. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you don't know that, but you can lose. But
I'm a fighter.
Here or there.
I'm a fighter.
So
I got your back, is what I'm saying.
Okay, there it is.
For me to already feel like you don't hold me in the same regard as you, it's fucked up enough. But for you to see that I'm hurt by what happened and make a joke about it was really off-putting. Like, really. And he and I did not have interactions for a while. But when we did, I really broke it down, like, ... You know what I'm saying? And I feel like after that, we came to a place of understanding with each other. You know what I mean? And I do think maybe not that particular situation, but there have been things that have happened since then where I'm just like, okay, I think he heard me, or I think I do really feel like he might, or he will rather, if need be, like, not play with her. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like that situation overall probably was like a learning situation.
It probably needed to happen too.
Yeah.
As weird as it is to say,
some things do.
For us to
Because you never really know. It was an eye-opener for me, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I think that maybe after seeing my reaction and seeing, like, damn, I think it was an eye-opener for all of the people involved to just, like, just be, if it's somebody that you love, you care about, even if it's not somebody that you love and care about, just to be a little bit more diligent. You know what I'm saying? Just to be a little bit more like, let me keep an eye out for this or that. You know what I'm saying? Let me, like, we not all family, friends, whatever, but I don't know. I've been put in a position plenty of times to have to, like, say something on behalf of a stranger or have to step in for people I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? And so, for me, it's a no-brainer to be like that about my friends. Like, duh. Of course I'm not about to let nobody play with you. That's mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, it was a lesson of, again, not expecting things from people just because you think they are who they are to you, you know? But also a lesson in every mistake that somebody makes isn't going to be, or misstep that somebody makes isn't going to be a light one. It's not always going to be a speed bump. Sometimes that motherfucker going to be a crater. You know what I mean? And it's like, how do you move on from that? But a big part of it for me was realizing and knowing, like, while that did happen and while people did not handle that correctly, the willingness to understand after the fact and really be like, okay, how can we fix this after the fact was what made me feel like, okay, maybe y'all do love me. Because I felt like, oh, y'all don't fuck with me at all.
Did it feel like if it was somebody else, y'all would have
Yeah.
jumped to it?
Oh my God.
In that moment, it felt like
yes,
that. Yeah.
It definitely felt like that too, because I just was like, I don't understand why you wouldn't have had the same reaction. Like, if it would have been, they know who they are. I'm sure they're going to probably watch this, at least some of them.
Yeah.
But,
hopefully.
If it would have been such and such, you would have been there. And that might not even be true, but that's how you feel in that moment. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it would have been this person, it would have been no question that you would have hopped your ass up and smacked this nigga or whatever. I'm not even necessarily saying you had to be physical, beat him up, no shit like that, but get the nigga off of me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it's always eye-opening for me, and it shouldn't be. I should be used to it by now, but it's always surprising to me when I see the people who I thought were like that about me, and then it comes time for them to show me that they like that about me. It's some people that's up for it, and they really do show me like, damn, okay. But it's some people that I've been, like, really surprised by, like, their lack of actual concern or care or, you know, the mishandlement of me in our relationships. Even if it's not necessarily this, even if it's just little things, you know what I mean? But that's why I feel like God keep putting me in that situation, because I put these people in such high regard. You know what I mean? I feel like this is my friend, this is my brother, this is my sister. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm a lot closer with my friends than I am some of my actual family, you know? So if I love you like that, to where we like that, you're up here to me. You know what I mean? So then when we put in a situation where you show me like, oh girl, I know I had said that, but it ain't really like that. Like, it just fucks me up every time, but I'm such an optimistic person, and I'm such a love bug myself that I feel like when I love you, I do almost anything for you if it's within reach, if it's within reason. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it if I can. Like, I will. So it's just like, for me, things that shouldn't even be, things that should be like an automatic. It's just like, damn, that's crazy that you, like, that's not.
Right.
you know, but everybody's not us. We're not, everybody don't move like us. Everybody don't think like us. Everybody don't have the same experiences us to even get them to that point of thinking like how you might think.
Right, because there's places where you fall short where they may think a certain
Yes,
way.
where they might be like,
they like,
girl,
you ain't, come on, cuz. Like,
exactly.
You ain't, so, and that's what's dope about you. And dope about myself too. I am completely understanding of that. So it's hard for me to like point fingers. No, it's jotted, it's noted, but it's like, but I do realize a place where I fell short in explaining that to my friends or people around me. I'm in a place in my life where I feel like I don't owe anybody anything, but as me trying to be as good a friend or human being as I can, I owe it to myself and to you to at least explain it to you, give you a chance to, you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I can agree with that. With that being said, I'm that person that gives people a lot of chances.
Yeah.
I once I'm to the point where like I'm good on you, trust and believe. You done did enough.
Yeah.
You done showed your ass. Because
I feel me in the same way, like
because I'm very forgiving to the point where a lot of my friends be like, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
we still on that. But it's like when you love somebody, you care for them, you also feel like you know them in a certain kind of way, or you know what I'm saying? It's like this person is not it's like I know this person in a different way. Like I've seen this person be this person. So while this is happening, like we're all flawed. Nobody's perfect. So I'm not just gonna wash my hands of you the first time that something happens, or you know what I mean? Like you really, so for me, even seeing like a bunch of times things happen, it has to be something like really deep and sincere to me for me to be like, I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I can't, just because I know the type of person I am, and I know I give so many benefits of so many doubts. Like I do
so
too much.
So
I know I do
funny.
too much.
Yeah.
Like I know that I probably care. I don't want to say care more than I should, but I know I let a lot of people get a lot of shit off on me. I do. And I always have said that. Even when I was younger, I used to be like, I ain't doing that no more. I'm about to be a cold-hearted bitch. Ain't nobody about to play with me. I'm da-da-da-da.
It's hard to be that.
It's hard to be that if you're not that.
Yeah.
So I just gave up. And I feel like I'm just going to be who I am. And the people who should be in my life to receive that will be there. And the people who shouldn't be in my life to receive that from me will eventually show themselves, and they'll fall off anyway. You know what I mean? So, I think it is loving people is just hard. It's easy, but it's hard because when you really think about it, it's like you opening yourself up for all the wonderful things, but also all of the horrible shit that can happen with you really loving somebody like openly without limits, like you know what I mean? Like it's just like damn, and it feels good, whether it be a romantic love, whether it be the love, you know, with your family, whether it be the love with your friends. Like it feels good, it does feel great, but boy, when it go bad, do it feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like damn, because it really make you think like, I really thought you, and not even I thought you were somebody else or I thought you were something else, but just like, it almost makes you feel, makes you feel like you were wrong this whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, is my radar that off? Like, am I crazy? I'm crazy.
That may be right there what I feel in the moment of letting my grandmother down, who adores me so much, I don't want you to feel like you were wrong for adoring me or whatever. Even though I'm only 6.
You 6.
But
Cancer,
that's what I feel like in all my relationships. Even though I'm getting better at not letting all that control me so much, it's still a thing where I want to do the best I can as a friend.
And that's how I feel.
Yeah.
So
and I'm going to fail.
You're going to. Everybody's going to. But imagine feeling like that. It really like being hurt when you feel like you've hurt somebody that you love and care about, and really feeling like you want to make things right, or you want things to go back to how they were, or you know what I'm saying? I want to go back to this time before you know, I feel like you played with me. I want to go back to this time before I feel like you didn't protect me. I want to go back to this time. But then, because this is how I am inside, and this is how much I love you, to then have to sit with the fact that, damn, maybe they don't feel like that about me. You know what I'm saying? Because whether anybody says it or not, a large part of the love that you have for somebody else stems from the love that you think that they have for you.
Facts.
So
a nice portion, yes.
A good chunk of it is, I feel like you fuck with me, so I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or even if I fuck with you off the rip, like,
that's why you're so hurt when, like,
yes,
I
would never expect that from you.
And what makes me, and it bothers me so much when I think about, and that's why when Miko said, you failed me, it's like,
she probably didn't even say it like that.
She didn't know. She said you failed me. I don't know how she said, but it made she was correct. This is what I'm saying. But I was mad at myself, but I took it out on her. Like, I fucking dare you say, because I wasn't open enough to receive what she was trying to tell me, teach me how to.
And it be like that sometimes. It be like that. Sometimes it gets to the point where maybe you knowing the type of person that you are, you thinking like, I know I would never do no shit like that.
Yeah, I feel like I'm like, what? I failed you?
Me?
What? Come on, cuz you being a little...
What I did to you. Now, what I did to you. And at the end of the day, even though you feel like you might have that shit on lock, like you said, I was 6 years old when I learned this shit. I ain't never nobody about to say I didn't take care of them.
Yeah.
Not nobody I love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You been on this, you especially are feeling like that, because you like, since I was little.
I've been working on it.
Not even double digits.
Exactly.
I got a master's degree, PhD in protecting niggas. And you don't. Because there's so many levels. There's emotional,
secrets,
physical, trust. Yeah. There are so many. It's so much that goes into it. And at the end of the day, you can't tell nobody how to feel. And everybody's different. So whatever happened when we had our situation, I'm like, oh, it's cool, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You might be in that situation with another female friend where she might even be like, you had me fucked up by even asking. You should have just hopped on that shit immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's like,
what do I do? But everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? People are different. So to me, I feel like I'm very easygoing. So if you get me to the point where I'm pissed or I'm hurt or I'm whatever, like, I really mean that shit from the bottom of my heart when you got me fucked up. Because I let a lot of shit slide. I let a lot of shit go. So if I'm really to the point where I'm like in my body about this shit, like, no, dog, you really need to take heed to that if you really love and care for me, because you know I let a lot of shit go. You know I let, like, I'm probably one of the most easygoing people, like, ever.
Can you get where in relation to, like, dudes trying to holler at girls or do certain things with women, no means yes and yes, can you get where that can even be confusing on the protection side, like saying no, nigga, but because when you say a other girl may feel different about it, I said no, nigga, but
right. So again, I just feel like it's hard because humans are complicated, and person to person, they gonna feel differently. Like, again, I'm not that one that's ever gonna even really want to put any man in my life in no situation to have to like do all that. And I hope to God I'm never ever in a situation like that ever again. Any of these situations, I really hope that I never have to go through none of that shit ever again. But like, again, even if it's a situation where you say whatever you say, if I really would have felt like, oh, I really need or want you to do something right now, I would have did something. I mean, we had phones. Like I could have said no and text you like, for sure. I'm really not cool with this.
Not even thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
it's a way for you to know. It's a way if it's somebody is saying no, but they really feel like a certain way. But on the flip side, again, that other girl might feel like, I don't even care if I say I'm cool with it. I don't even care if you think I might be cool with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but then sometimes those are women that come from situations like, I was not raised with an extremely active male presence in my life. Yeah. Not that my mother didn't protect me and stuff, but you know, it's just different. I had a big brother.
Shout out moms, I love her.
Yeah, what's up, girl? She probably watching it. But like I have a big brother. My big brother, he lived in Arizona. I think he's like 10 years older than me. But he lived in Arizona growing up. My dad was in the Army. So I didn't have a real strong male presence in my life. To me, I've always moved in a what can I do to protect myself manner. You know what I'm saying? So had I been raised a little differently and had every time you move his hand,
I gotta like, it gets like, you don't understand this jump.
I know.
I'm sorry.
But you just make me think of my strong hand. It's
stop playing with me, Kyle.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Don't make jokes. I'm hurting.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just
So if I would have grown up with that, you know what I'm saying, and having a more consistent vision of men that don't play about me, or like I walk home from school every day with my brother, and my brother even see a boy talking to me, he like, no. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe I do feel like, oh no. You know what I'm saying? Whereas in the way that I grew up, in contrast, I'm just like, okay, well, what can I do to make sure I get out of this safely? You know what I'm saying?
That can also hurt you too. Like your brother telling you, I know where you was going with it, but that stuff can also hurt it because, like, then you get sneaky and start getting the dumb shit that you should. So
just because you know somebody gonna be there, it's okay. There are pros and cons to every situation.
Yeah.
So while it is like fucked up that I didn't have somebody to be like on a consistent, regular basis, like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, no, not that one or whatever. I also know how to handle myself within reason, or I know how to think outside of immediately going to aggression to handle something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if it's just me, I don't even about to play with you like that because I ain't finna fight no man. I'm not about to do none of that. You know what I mean? So, whereas it has to be really great to be able to have that relationship with somebody where you know, like, oh, my dad or my brother or whoever is, like, not fucking around. Like, I'll call him right now. I'll call this nigga right now. He'll air this bitch out. Like, that has to feel great to know that somebody love you that much.
Yeah, I get it.
But, boy, no one man should have all that power. Yeah. Like, please. Yeah. Because, like you said, like, he got to make it home. You got to make it home now, and then some whole other shit that
on this side, we see how much I love you and where I go for you. But I'm really not feeling that reciprocated by you putting me in these situations all the time. Like,
exactly.
And that's what women aren't men sometimes. So I'm thinking about, because I don't want to put it on. How long?
It be like that too. Because you think too, like, even if you ain't even that type that's gonna come shooting nothing up for me, but I'll put the pause on the nigga. Like,
or get the pause be put on me
or whatever.
you.
But say you go in there and you fight this nigga, you beat him up on my behalf. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You saved the day. Now this nigga like, oh, this nigga done beat me up. I'm gonna kill this nigga. Cause it be like that. You know what I'm saying?
Or you get back with the nigga after I done beat him up. How's family functions gonna go now?
Because you love him, so it's y'all moving on as business as usual. But
I'm always feel like this nigga got it out for me. You know what I'm saying? At the functions or just trying to get close enough because you know what I'm saying?
So it's just, you got to move kind of strategically when it comes to that sort of thing.
When we start talking?
When did we start talking?
Yeah.
2019?
2019?
Uh-huh.
We got 3 years. It feels like much longer.
It does.
I think in the first week we started talking, it was, did we talk every day or darn near every day in the first week? Mm-hmm. Crazy how it's died down. We talk but we talk maybe 3 times a year. I don't know.
No, I would say we probably talk every couple of months.
Every couple of months.
But when we do, it's always alone.
That's where I was getting. It always feels like I haven't. Of course, in the beginning of the conversation, I missed so much, but it just feels like
we always pick up. Right,
we pick up, and I feel like I damn near ain't missed nothing because I got the full story. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I say that to say you have been a friend who has marked me. Indelibly. I wasn't going there. You're being corny. You're being corny. But yeah, that. But I feel like you have
product placement.
You have taught me a lot since I met you, as far as women and how to deal in friendship and stuff. Even if it wasn't intentionally, just listening to you talk and looking how you move or whatever. I feel like this conversation has taught me a lot, and to be put on my platform, I appreciate that so much. And I am marked indelibly.
Come on.
I am marked indelibly. If there's something you want to leave with them in closing words, leave it with the people. Go on and put it out there right now.
I feel like I've said it in so many ways already in here during this discussion, but I think so important to treat people how you want to be treated. It's so important to be able to take a look at things from all sides, not just your side. We're not always right. Mm-hmm. Probably wrong a lot more often than we think. But, and then just like love on people. Just, I know it's not always easy to be that type of person. To me, it kind of comes naturally to just be like that. And it's not always easy for some people, but it's very rewarding to be that kind of person and to just try to be the best person that you can be at all times. It don't always work. I'm not saying it will, but I think it's just important. I think if everybody tries to do that, we'll all be a lot better off.
I think the important thing in love in all relationships,
in all of them,
you're not going to get it exactly right all the time. But the important thing, if you care enough, is the commitment to trying to at least get it right. You don't have to get it all the way right, but if I see that you're trying, and you feel it feels like you're committed, because some people can't do it exactly how you see it to be, but you're committed. So I see you love me right there.
I see it.
Yeah. So what I took from this conversation is protection. Protection is key. Learning how to protect each other, no matter what type of relationship it is, physically, emotionally, however, all the different grades. I haven't got them down yet. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of them right off my head. But y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all figure them out. Y'all throw them at me or whatever. What you just say?
The rest of that shit.
The rest of that shit. The goal is to leave a lasting imprint on minds and hearts. We pray you've been indelibly marked.
I'm telling you that there ain't no other way. Pack your bags and then you will go away. I'm not gonna be begging you to stay. Said maybe if you asked me yesterday, I would handle this differently. Things are different, I'm a new me. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. So even if you're asking,